Welcome to the Seller Roundtable e-commerce coaching and business strategies with Andy Arnott and Amy Wees.
All right, another question. Should I use EBC, which is Enhanced Brand Content? It's now called A+ Content. They just recently changed that. And how do I fill it out? Absolutely, if you have access to A+ Content, which I believe is still only available to brands who are brand registered, you definitely want to use that. And it looks overwhelming, and it looks like something that would take a really, really long time. But once you actually dig into it, they've got templates. So you literally just open up the A+ Content, and it kind of walks you through, kind of wizard style, how to set that up. What we usually do is we kind of repurpose our images that we have on our listing already, and then we pair it with something like Canva, and we do like infographics and things like that. Because then in the EBC content, you can add those infographics, more information. People are very visual, so if they can see kind of how your product works and how the features like overlaid on the image of the product, you'd be surprised. That's like a huge benefit to have people see that, and they're probably going to convert a lot more. Amazon does say if you have A+ content enabled on your products, you will see an increase in conversions. We've confirmed that on our products. And it makes sense. If you're giving more information, especially visually, for people to see really quickly and make that decision to buy your product, it completely makes sense. So I would definitely say, if you have access to A+ content, make sure that you are using it, especially coming into Q4. It's something that wouldn't take you much time. And, even if it ups your sales, by like 5 or 10%, that could be huge depending on the kind of volume you're doing. All right, guys. So the next question that we had was, does anyone have any recommendations for Amazon product sourcing software? Now, if you guys know me and Amy, or have listened to our podcast before, or are in our groups or things like that, you will know that we absolutely hate product sourcing software. It is a tool, a reference that you can use kind of after you've done your research, but we think that if you start with those tools, you're absolutely going to end up with Me Too type products. I mean, that's why you continually see people jump into Amazon, because a tool like, I don't want to give a specific tool, but one of these sourcing softwares say, hey, this is an awesome product that sells 50,000 a month. There's not much competition, and then some of the software has like scores. It's got like a score of 9. And most people read that and like, oh man, this is a home run. Like, I'm going to make so much money, and they go and buy that product. But what they don't realize is there's thousands of other sellers using that exact same software, looking at that exact same data. And because that data is spoon-fed to people, they get lazy, and they don't actually do any due diligence when it comes to finding great products. So we don't recommend that software. So some of the things that we recommend that you do is use things like Brand Analytics. If you have access to that, is an absolute great tool to look at keywords, keyword trends, demographics, things that are being bought together. There's all kinds of really great data in Brand Analytics that if you dig in, you can find some great opportunities there. So if you have access to Brand Analytics, check that out. If you don't, find a seller friend who does and ask them if if they can give you some info. Even though technically, be careful with that, because you're not supposed to be sharing that data between outside of your organization. So just keep that in mind. All right. The next kind of tool that you really want to check out and look at is Google Trends. That tool will give you kind of a good overview on if your product category is trending up or down. If you can't find your specific category, so if you do a search on Google Trends and you don't come up with anything, then go a little bit, step a little bit higher. So say, for example, you were selling, baseball gloves, right? If you type in baseball gloves and it doesn't show up on Google Trends, I think it will, because that would probably be a fairly search word. But if it doesn't, just look at baseball, as an overarching theme. If baseball is trending up, then that could be a good indicator that baseball products are going to trend up. So look at Google Trends, dig in there, try your search in multiple ways, maybe, if baseball glove doesn't work, maybe check baseball bat, check batting glove, other baseball products, and then you can probably build a nice picture on whether those products are trending up or down in that category. Another great site that I like to use is a social shopping site called wish.com. You can go there and see kind of what's trending. Another great one, of course, is AliExpress. You can go there and sort by what's trending and see, things there. Just be really careful on both of those fronts because a lot of people use that technique. If you use that technique, once again, you could run into trouble with other people sourcing the same things. So, get ideas from there, but then go and verify them with things like Brand Analytics, Google Trends, things like that. Those websites are just great to find product ideas. And then Amazon's another great source. People don't realize this is just clicking around on Amazon. That's how I found some of my best products is, just clicking around, seeing what people are selling, what people, are looking at, what's trending on Amazon itself. That could be a really good indication on what to check out. All right, guys. If you guys want a more in-depth kind of process on that, we do have a small masterclass on how we source. So it's how I started in 2012, how I source, kind of the whole process on how to test products rather than buying huge amounts up front. If you guys want to check that out, I don't even have the link here handy because let's see here. If you just go to digitalfire.agency/shop, you will see the three or the two courses that we currently have. One is the Sourcing Small Masterclass, which is what I'm talking about. It's only $96. It'll be the best money you've ever spent, I promise you. If not, let me know. I will give you your money back. But we will teach you exactly how to source effectively and without using software that's going to point you in the wrong direction. So guys, check that out if you want some help with finding some great products to sell on Amazon. All right. So another question that we got recently was, what should my auto PPC budget be when launching a product? My rule of thumb is enough to get 20 clicks per day. So, in other words, if you're paying 50 cents per click on average on that auto campaign, you want to make sure that you've got at least $10 of budget per day. You probably won't know that, of course, until you start running it. So, if you want to start out at $10 or $5, whatever you can afford, start out with that number. If you go less than $5, depending on that cost per click, it's going to be really, really hard to get that data that you need early on to know what's converting and what's not converting. So my rule of thumb is, 20 clicks per day. If you can't do 20 clicks per day, just do as much as you can in the beginning because you really want to get that data early in order to get those products moving early on and to get that data so that you can transfer those into, manual keyword campaigns and then product targeting campaigns as well. Yep, there's that. All right. So the next question we had was, can you add an FBM product to an existing FBA product? So FBM, fulfilled by merchant, means that instead of the product getting shipped from the Amazon FBA warehouse, you're shipping it either from your home or if you have a warehouse or wherever it is that you're storing your products. How do you do that? Can you do that? You absolutely can do that. In Q4, I think it's a absolute great opportunity. For some of our top products, we back our inventory with fulfilled by merchant and also seller fulfilled prime. We've seen some great results with that. One of the huge advantages to that is, we back up our inventory. So, for example, if somebody comes on and orders, tons and tons of one of your products that you didn't expect, and all of a sudden now you've run through a bunch of products, now you can, if you have enough time and you time it right, you can send more products to Amazon FBA from your warehouse. Or if you do run out at Amazon, you can start shipping from your warehouse without any delay, so that listing never goes down. If that listing goes down, you're talking a huge ding in your momentum, especially in Q4. So I would highly recommend doing that if you can. like I said, if you have a ton of products, just do it for maybe your top 3 products during Q4. Absolutely, something that's, that you guys want to do, in my opinion, to make sure that you got that momentum going through Q4 all the way to the end. All right, guys, there was another question. Is there any way I can know in advance conversion rate of a product category? Usually so that we can take that into consideration when figuring out the cost of our PPC promotions. There actually is no way to know conversion rate of a product before you start, but on average, you would see a conversion rate usually between about 10 and 15%. That's kind of a rule of thumb. Now, you could, of course, see, a little bit below that and above that, but generally that's the range. With our products, I think account wide, we hover right around the 15% range. But I believe if you guys go into your Amazon account, you can go to, I think it's under performance now. Yep. So if you go to performance and then account health, I believe it is. No, maybe not. Let's see here, performance. I will find it here for you shortly. Brand dashboard, I believe, is it. I think it's here. Anyway, dig around, you'll find it. Here we go. Yep, conversion. Yep, so you can go actually into the brand dashboard and into conversion, and it will actually give you product by product your conversion rate. And it looks like you can actually, let's see if it'll let you sort by that. It lets you sort by page views, but not conversion. But I'm assuming you might be able to export this data. If not, you can go in and look and see. And I believe it's on some page in Seller Central, which once again, we'll have to dig around. They've gotten so good at burying things now. It'll actually give you your conversion rate of your entire account wide. So go ahead and check that out. That'll give you some really great insight into, your current conversions on your current products. If it's a new product, like I said, average is probably 10 to 15%. Do you need products to take the new PPC course? Shay, you absolutely don't. You could get a leg up on, how to do PPC before you even launch. Though it will be really it would be difficult if you don't have a Seller Central account to take the course, because it might be a little difficult to try to step through the process with not having access to the dashboard and actually going through the steps while taking the course. So not necessarily need a product, but definitely need access to a Seller Central Pro account, because I believe if you don't have a Pro account, you can't advertise. So definitely something to think about. All right, guys, let me know if you have any other questions in the comments. In the meantime, if you guys don't mind, I try not to ask you too much of you guys, but there is a current poll going on for things like the best Amazon software, the best Amazon mentor, things like that. It's at sellersessions.com/seller poll. We would really appreciate, Amy and I, if you guys go in there and vote for our various entities, Seller Roundtable for the podcast, Seller SEO for the software. We would really, really appreciate it, guys. We try not to ask too much of you, but this would be huge for us if you guys go and do that. Really, really appreciate that. We can show everybody how, we're kind of the David versus some of the Goliaths in the industry. In terms of the software and the podcast. The podcast has been growing really, really quickly though, and we're super thankful for that. So, all right, guys, I think we are going to cut it off there. I don't think we have any more questions today. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really, really, really appreciate it. As usual, if you guys don't want to miss any of this great content, make sure you subscribe. And And I already mentioned, how you can get a leg up on your sourcing. We also just released a new PPC class. We want to really teach you guys how the experts are optimizing PPC kind of step by step. We're doing videos, we're doing, handout sheets. You can literally follow step by step and know exactly how to have success on PPC. If you guys want to check that out, it's the short link is tiny.cc/PPC master. That'll take you to digitalfire.agency, which is our digital agency where we do our training and our management. Something else to mention is we are hiring an operations manager for Digital Fire. If you're interested in that, please go to digitalfire.agency/hiring and fill out the form there. We're going to be hiring pretty quickly here. So when you hear this, make sure you get in there quickly. And hopefully we can work together. That would be absolutely amazing to get somebody from the audience. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I believe Amy is still in China next week, so it will be me, myself, and I, and hopefully a secret guest. We'll see. I'm in the process of trying to book some pretty epic stuff. So, guys, thank you again. Really, really appreciate it. If you guys want to reach out to me, Andy@sellerseo.com. If you guys have any questions, if you want us to cover anything on the podcast, if you just want to say hi, if you want to tell me your struggles, things like that, I try to get back to everyone. I do get a ton of emails. So if for some reason I don't respond to you, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because it probably got buried in my email list. Just keep trying. Another easy, great way to get a hold of me is in my Facebook group, which is the Amazon FBA Titans group. Make sure you see my ugly mug on the header image. Somebody decided to make their group with the same name, so make sure you look for my face. And I try to answer every question that I see in there as well. We also have a great community that jumps in there and helps as well. If you want to get a hold of Amy, she's got a group called Amazing at Home. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you again next week, 1 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. Later.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for live Q&A and bonus content after the recording at sellerroundtable.com. Sponsored by the ultimate software tool for Amazon sales and growth, sellerseo.com and amazingathome.com.